Welcome back to the No Fun channel, and this is more Reddit stuff. Lately I've been doing mostly Am I the A-hole stuff, reacting to it. There was a writing prompt I was going to do, but it wasn't that good. I was like, I'm not doing that one. But I need to go find some other Reddit stuff. That aside, there were some Reddit channels I could react to. I just realized that I need to go back and see if I can find those. But this one is Smosh. I like some Smosh. This one is about deleting Animal Crossing. Delete this guy's Animal Crossing profile, and wanted to know if she was the a-hole. So just right off the bat, I'm going to say yes. But let's see what was going on.
The asshole for deleting my boyfriend's Animal Crossing save file.
I want to point out that our cameraman Brennan just said under his breath, "That's rough." Like, I don't think y'all heard that, but that's...
All right, here we go. For context, this is a 21-year-old woman. For context, my boyfriend, who's 25, purchased a Nintendo Switch in 2020 shortly following the shutdown for quarantine. He played a variety of games on different consoles/systems before this, but got a Switch as it became popular. The game that he played most often during quarantine was the newest Animal Crossing.
Just from it being from quarantine, I'm still on the side of, yeah, you're the a-hole.
Release New Horizons. During the few months of full lockdown alone, he racked up over 700 plus hours.
Yep, 100%. You're the a-hole.
I understand.
That relationship is over. You're gone.
That's not crazy in lockdown. There was nothing to do.
Speak for yourself. I was going to parties. Strangely, there was a lot of openings. Like, I could just go anywhere. And
it was like, great.
There was anywhere I go. Parties, aquarium,
international
parties,
travel,
buffets.
Went to Mexico a lot.
Cruises.
I went to Italy. All the streets were like closed. Walked up and down.
However, since going back to work after the pandemic, he completely lost interest in the game, and I rarely saw him playing it. As of late, he's been mostly playing on his PS5. I've never really been much of a gamer, but I started seeing an influx of Animal Crossing New Horizons related posts on my TikTok and decided since my boyfriend already had the game and the Switch, I'd ask him to play it. He said yes when I asked, and the next day, after getting off of work, I got onto the Switch and opened the game. Based on the little research I did and what I saw on TikTok, I knew that I wouldn't get the full experience of the game if I wasn't the first player on the save. I wanted the chance to be the resident representative. The only way to do this, besides getting my own Switch, was to delete his save and make my own. I saw no problem with this, considering his Switch was literally...
I don't think that's true. My kids both play Animal Crossing, and they don't play on the same platform. They're not in the same village. So I don't think that's true. Or maybe it was true at the time, but it's definitely not true now.
Collecting dust from not being used for so long. He was at work when I decided to play and couldn't usually take calls or texts, so I made the decision on my own to delete his save, assuming he wouldn't be upset.
Earlier I said the relationship was over. She nuked it. She nuked the crap out of it. She could have shot him a text. She said usually doesn't take calls. She could have rang him up, see if he could take a call real quick. If he couldn't, shoot him a text. Hey, just wanted to know if it was okay if I delete the Animal Crossing. And she could have waited. She waited till he got home. Yeah, this relationship would be over for me just because how inconsiderate she is.
I assumed incorrectly, apparently, because upon returning home, he asked what I had done so far in the game.
And the way she's writing this, she doesn't believe she did anything wrong. I guarantee you, she's probably the type that would do delete a person's what's the basketball game? I can't even think of the basketball game. 2K. She'd probably go and delete people's saved basketball games, football games, streaming games, basically, and think it's funny. So, yeah.
And got extremely upset when I showed him and he realized what happened. Since then, he hasn't spoken much and even went to his parents' house for the night because he needed space. Oh,
he was going to kill her. He knew he needed to get out of there. Otherwise, he was going to do something stupid. So he's like, let me get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't know you can make your own profile.
Well,
That's
that's the thing that I was going to say is like, at first I was like, oh, she didn't know, like it's an understandable mistake. She said, no, I wanted the chance to be the resident representative, which is like only one person on a save file, even if you're in the same town, can make big changes to the town. She's like, I wanted that chance and I wouldn't get the whole experience if I was jumping on his island, so I hit new game. So now for me, she's an asshole because she's like, oh, well, I want to just do this more and I don't have time to ask him.
Yeah.
Because before it would have just been like, oh, she didn't know, but she knew.
If you make your own profile, you can't have that. You can't start a brand new
Like
island.
make a new
and stuff?
Nintendo profile. Like
No.
No, I think what's the name in the green is wrong because, like I said, my kids have separate Animal Crossing experience. They're not on the same island, so I think it depends on how. Like if there's, I think it depends on how it's set up. To be honest with you, I don't play Animal Crossing. I just know they have two different profiles and they're not on the same island. They haven't played in a long time, but I just know they were not on the same island. There was two different save profiles. So yeah, I think he's wrong, or it used to be that way, but it's not that way anymore.
Because I had one that was like Damien on the island, and he was like the representative that could do stuff. But then I had a different one that I used just for streaming because I didn't want to fully like take up my own save file for that. But it is on the same island with the same
You can only have one
people.
island per Switch.
Yes. But you're both living in the town. You both get your own house.
Yeah,
you
that's
have
so
different
fun.
Relationships with people.
It
like,
could have gotten him back into the game, and then it's like,
Yeah. So like that sucks.
you're so right.
Either way, she's the a-hole. She's the a-hole.
willing to
worst.
just like wait to
Yeah,
ask
dude.
is crazy to me.
Why is everyone 21 in these stories? They're all just like, I didn't communicate with my partner. Is that bad? It's like, yeah, you're 21. Like, yes, of course. You don't know that yet.
It's like, dude, just ask. Like, 700 plus hours, even if you're never going to touch it again, there's something about just like, like that's a lot of time that you just, now you're just erasing it. It's like, oh man, he didn't even get a chance to like, just be like, can I just do one more sweep and just look at it again? And then it's like, that's brutal. The verdict was asshole.
Sure.
And this account is now disabled. They posted this about 2 weeks ago, so I'm assuming it may not have ended well. I don't think there was a good resolution to this one.
I mean, look, it said she's 21, he's 25.
Yeah.
I think like, look, age differences can work. They can be totally fine. But specifically in that gap, there's a lot of potential for variation. So I think, you know, not to put myself in issues too much because I don't know this person, but like if that had happened with someone being that level of inconsiderate or showing that they couldn't even wait an afternoon to like ask you specifically and saying like, oh, I knew, but I just didn't want to wait. I don't think I'd be sitting there mourning the game. I think I'd go to my parents' house to be like, what am I doing? Like, this is showing up in this way. What else is coming?
Yeah.
And it's so hard when it's about gaming stuff, too, because it does sound silly and childish when someone is not into it. But, like, if we're about sports and it'd be like, hey, that's your, like, signed football that has memorabilia, you know, it's important to you. I washed it because it was all dirty from the Sharpie. It's like the same thing.
That's happened in real life. People have done that stuff. They cleaned it up.
Of like, oh my God, like what? It's just a ball. Like,
Yeah.
It's
You know.
just consideration for people's things.
Yeah.
And even if it seems so nothing to you, it's just like, well, that's their thing. So all I need to do is ask.
yeah.
All you have to do is ask. And it might just be like, because I could see myself being the type that if someone asked, like, and they're like, could I, even if I lent my Switch to someone, and they're like, hey, do you mind if I start a new save file on that? I could see myself being like, sure, like, you know what? I'm not going to play it again. I have to be realistic. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I would be upset if someone didn't ask.
Yeah.
Even if I wouldn't have cared. I
I think that's the whole point. If she had just asked, showed some patience, it probably wouldn't have been so bad.
would have been really pissed because I'd been like, damn, dude, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'd be like, give me my Switch back. I don't know what else you're going to do now. So
100%. I'd be like, you better replant my damn pumpkin patch.
some comments here. You're the asshole. It's his Switch and his save file. You don't get to unilaterally make the decision that, oh, I'm just going to delete the save file on his console without even making the effort to try to ask first because I've heard it will make the game experience better. You couldn't even wait until he got home to ask or off of work to send a text to say, babe, will it make a difference to gameplay? Is it okay to do? What are you, 5 with zero patience, no sense of other people's property, and a need for immediate gratification? Someone else said, oh my God, deleting 700 hours of gameplay? I can't even imagine how long that took with all the rare items.
700
and
hours.
plants that are... yeah.
Sorry.
That's really funny. 700 hours. That's almost 700 hours.
Like, I can't even count that.
I don't even know what that is.
Sorry. Am I the asshole?
That's so funny. Oh my God, deleting 700 hours of gameplay. I can't even imagine how long that took with all the rare items and plants that are seasons.
Oh yeah, rare items, not getting those back. You are not getting those back.
You're the asshole 100%. As a fellow AC player, although I only have 200-ish hours, I'm horrified for him. You could have made a new Switch profile or uploaded his save game to the cloud at the very least.
There is a way to transfer saves to a different Switch, so I guess there could have been the upload to transfer thing, let it hang. I don't know.
What's going to really suck is when she only plays it for a week and then is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if she's an instant gratification kind of person, I don't think Animal Crossing
She's going to not be super
conducive to that, right?
Yeah.
So right.
That's what was so funny.
About that.
Dude, lockdown, playing Animal Crossing, those first couple days was agony. Because you do a couple things and you're like, there's nothing else to do in the game today.
I don't think I could have played Animal Crossing. From what I saw, I would not have been able to play it.
Whoa.
And you're just kind of and I didn't want to cheat. I didn't want to time travel. So I was just guess I got to set it down. And then I would just sit there in my living room and I was just okay.
I gave myself grace for that point because it was there's such little to do on the first day. And they're well, we're going to try to build you a little tent. Come back tomorrow. I was no, the world is closed down. I think I'll say it's tomorrow now. And
Yeah, respect people's things. Unless, for our fans for a few years, if someone has a golden cat in Stardew Valley, you can throw that out. And that's funny. But that's funny.
I guess that makes both of us who haven't forgotten.
Yeah. Hey, I got an idea. Did you just steal my statue of endless fortune? Hey, what if I...
Wow, they look so young. I think they're both in their 30s now, but yeah, they look so young. And they're
throw
both
this away?
smaller.
Sure would be a shame if I threw away your
So they're
most
definitely
prized
beaten.
possession.
He threw the cat away.
Uh-oh!
He does not look happy.
Oh, no! That cost $1 million of the game dollars.
I'm just kidding. Even that, I made it. You know what? Shane, it's time to drop the Smosh lore.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There's going to be a couple people watching who are going to be devastated by this. But I think it's fair.
I knew that we were going to be modding Stardew Valley to be multiplayer before it was actually able to do so, in base game. I made a backup of my save. Shane threw away that golden cat, knowing full well that I would be fine. He would never betray my actual trust like that. That's why I paused for so long before I reacted, because I didn't know how to.
We're just burying this lore in a Reddit stories. This is crazy.
Guess they got to watch all our videos,
Some Smosh Games lore from 2018.
This is this
Might have
is
been
deep.
before that.
This is deep lore.
I know, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was an interesting one. But yeah, she couldn't wait until the person got home, shoot him a text, even try to call him if it was that important for her to play. Yeah, if I was that person, I would think, what else is she going to get rid of mine that I find, have personal attachment to? Yeah, I couldn't be with someone like that if they feel no. And like I said, by the way, that person was writing that story, they had zero remorse for what they did. So yeah, she's still young, but that's not even an excuse, because even at that age, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that to someone. But yeah, she was definitely way in the wrong. But yeah, that was a good one. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.